Today on Stupid Fast RC, we're looking at some small boats. In particular, we're looking at the Vector SR48, which is a self-righting boat. There's a couple of boats like this around. This is another one. The big advantage of a self-righting boat is pretty obvious, but it's not as obvious until you have a boat that isn't self-righting. And you have to swim out and get it or find some other way of rescuing it once you tip over. So I highly recommend self-righting boats. We're going to take this out in a lake in a minute and show how it works. Quick couple of points about this boat. It's a ready to run. So it comes with a transmitter, which I've left on, gold, battery, recharging gear, and it's not one of those ones you plug into a USB. Couple of tools, nice little stand, some instruction manuals. Now let's have a look at this closer. A couple of things I want to point out straight away about this boat. This is really well sealed. This lid has got a really good rubber seal around the outside, and in fact it was so well sealed I actually had a bit of trouble getting it off. I had to wedge a screwdriver in there to get it off, which probably wasn't the ideal way to do it. Couple of things we want to point out here. This is a brushless motor. I think I referred to it in a previous video as a brush motor. Sorry about that. One thing to note, the receiver and the ESC are separate, so if you want to put in your own receiver you can. That's handy. A lot of the secret to the self-righting stabilization lies in these little fins here, and obviously the design of the hull itself. So the water pickup is here. Water gets taken around inside there, it's very hard to see, inside the electronic speed controller, and then across the middle here, to cool off the engine. Okay, so enough about that. I think these boats have come a very long way. The engineering in these things is brilliant. It's going to be fast, it's going to be reliable, and it's actually pretty solid. I won't smack it on the bench, but you know, I'm quite tempted to do that. It's a pretty solid little boat. The idea of these is you can just get them and literally throw them into the water. They'll come up the right way. You won't have to swim after them, which is brilliant, and you'll have a lot of fun. And it's price pointed as well, so you know, if the worst happens and you lose it, you're not going to lose a lot of dough.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe and watch these crazy videos too. Stupid Fast RC. Time for you to subscribe, comment, and like. Hope you come back soon. Oh, hello, Miss family, and you're a part of the Stupid Fast RC family.